Here is a tutorial on how to win ink game every time. If this is helpful, please subscribe. The first game is of course red light green light. This game is one of the easiest, so what you want to do is find a space where no one is near you like I do here. You can either do this by running ahead or slightly behind, it's up to you. However, if you know what you're doing, and with a little bit of experience, you will pass this game every time. If you want less competition in the next games, you can kill people, but be careful since you can die from trying to slime someone. When you get back to the dorm, stay away from the elevator when the guards and frontmen come out, since people will try to push you into the guards, so stay away, so you don't die. Now it is time for Dalgona. This game is pretty easy if you take your time. You can easily pass even if you get the Mona Lisa if you do not panic and don't not rush this game. When it's time to pick your meal and weapon, the choice is up to you. However, the food that comes with the bottle is faster to eat and will heal you quicker. It's bow time for the lights to go out. When this happens, you have two choices. You can either go for kills or hide away. Hiding away is easier, so that's what it'll be showing. If you get jumped, you can keep on running and jumping to break their ankles and escape. A good hiding spot is under the bunk beds since no one looks here, and if you do get found, keep running and hide away again. You should survive if you follow these tips. When it's time to vote for either tug of war or hide and seek, it's your choice, but I would recommend voting for hide and seek, since I tug of war you're putting your fate in your teammates' hands, and if your team is bad then you will 100% lose. If you get seeker, then follow the crowd. Usually, most riders go upstairs, since that's where most of the exits are, so check there first. You should always follow the crowd, since if you find someone, the crowd can catch up with them and stun them while doing damage, and if you get one hit eye then it counts as your kill. So when a hirer is stunned, spam your stab button and you should get a hit on them, resulting on you getting a kill and passing the game. Here is a good example for what you should do. If you become a hirer, a hide and seek, then you should also follow the crowd, since they usually go to the exits, and also if you get found by seekers then they will focus on the other hirers. There are 2 exits on the top floor, and 1 on the bottom floor, however these are random, and you will need all the keys to use the exit. By using these tips, you will escape. However, if you can't escape, it would recommend going to hide on the far left of the bottom floor, since no one looks there. I have no footage for tug of war, but if it's voted then hope your team is good at the game, and take your time on the quick time event, and don't panic. Once those games have ended, it will be jump rope next. In this game, I would go across the bridge when there's a gap, so your view doesn't get blocked. Take your time during this game. Time your jumps and you should be fine. After you jump over the rope, it will tell you to mash a button. As long as you pay attention and mash the right button, you will be fine. You can always ask someone to carry you over if you don't feel comfortable completing this game. Once you've made it across, prepare yourself for the next game, which is glass stepping stone, aka glass bridge. Whatever you do, do not jump and guess which panel is safe. Wait for everyone else to risk their life to discover the correct path, since they will go eventually as the timer goes down. As long as everything goes well, you should make it across. Also remember to not guess which panel is safe even if you're being pressured to go. You will now have to vote whether to continue the games or to rebel. I would always vote last and follow what the majority wants, since you will be targeted if you pick against the majority. I would say that it takes the same amount of skill to win Rebellion or to continue the games, especially after the playable guards update. If it is Rebellion, do not push forward, wait for others to push forward first, and just shoot all the guards and try not to get shot too much or die. That's all the recommendations I have for this ending of Ink Games. But if the games continue, then it will be time for Mingle. For Mingle, I would recommend sticking with the crowd again, since it will be easier to find people to do in the rooms with. Also, if everyone fails Mingle, then it skips the game, but be careful if you attempt this, because someone may run into a room at the last minute. Once you're in a room, I would keep running and jumping around, since it makes it harder for someone to power hold you. Also, if you time it right, then you can kill someone with the power hold as the round ends, but you must time it right, or otherwise you will all die. If you get power holder, then don't panic and complete the quick time event. However, that's it for Mingle. Congratulations! When you pass Mingle, you become a finalist. Depending on the number of players, it will either be Sky Squid Game, Final Dinner, or Squid Game. I have no footage for Final Dinner, but if it's Final Dinner, then pick the weapon you're most comfortable with and stay away from everyone. The next game will then be Sky Squid Game or Squid Game. Sorry, but I have both footage for Squid Game, but let your opponents strike first, then whack them. Now onto Sky Squid Game. My first tip is to never press the button, since it makes you extremely vulnerable to be attacked, and the same goes for the pole. Never stand opposite to the person with the pole, since they could throw it at you and kill you. Keep running and jumping around the platform. Do not engage in fights, and don't go too close to the edge. And that's how you will ink games every time. If this video helped, or you enjoyed it, then please like, comment, or even subscribe, since it helps a lot, and only takes a few seconds, plus it's free. Anyways, that's all from me, and goodbye for now.